Hello everybody, this is Nathan Nelson with Stillwater Outdoors, and today we're going to be talking about Ground Zero, a product by Buck Bribe, also known as Advanced Cal. Ground Zero is a liquid calcium product that is designed to improve your pH of your soil, as well as some of the nutrients, and improve the production of the growth of the plants that you are trying to get established in your food plot. This product is also a great way to build up your soil organic matter, and it will improve your soil with 72 trace minerals. Now, there are a bunch of other different ways that this product can improve your soil, but in this video today I want to talk about how to use this product and get it on your food plots. So before we jump into the process of putting this on the ground, I want to talk about a few questions that I think are really important to address. So the first question to address is, when is the best time of day to spray Ground Zero onto your food plots? The answer to this is early morning or later in the evening. You could obviously do it any time of the day, but you will have your best success doing it at those times because there will be less evaporation as what you would have in the middle of the day. So the second question to address with this is, when is the best time of year to spray this on your food plots? So the answer to this question can be different based on everybody's situation with what they're planting and where they're planting it, when they're planting it. You want to wait until after you have tilled or disked or prepared the soil, and you want to wait until right after you have spread your seed down. Why you want to do this is because you're spreading humics on top of this, which is it's like concentrated organic matter, and it's really going to help with a lot of the germination, and there's all of these trace minerals that are in this product, so it's going to really spruce up your plot and give you good fertile soil for that seed to germinate and really grow and get established. Now, something else to consider is that if you're doing a no-till option, you want to do this before your vegetation grows up in your food plot more than 6 inches. Your best bet is always to get contact with the soil with a product like this, but it can still uptake some of that through a plant structure that's already there. It will release some of that calcium back into the soil, but if you can hit the soil with it, it's going to be a lot better. So if you have vegetation that is in excess of 6 inches, it's going to cover so much of that soil that you won't really get very good soil contact. Another question to consider is, can you spray this in and around a rainstorm? Now, it's not suggested that you spray during a rainstorm or when there is standing water, because it will have a hard time penetrating the soil and it may even get washed away. But you can spray this before or after a rainstorm. Just make sure that there's no standing water. So when it comes time to actually add your liquid calcium into your sprayer, it's important to know how much to put in there. And so what the suggestion is by Buck Bribe is that you put 2.5 to 3 gallons of the liquid calcium per acre inside your sprayer. And then you need to have a 1:5 ratio with water. So in other words, if I've got 3 gallons of the liquid calcium in this tank, then that means that I need to have 15 gallons of water. So basically, you're just going to multiply how much you put in of the liquid calcium and multiply it by 5. So total, what that means in this tank, there should be 18 gallons between the liquid calcium and the water. Now, another little tip that I've learned over the years using these sprayers like this is that I try to put the water in first and then I put in the liquid calcium. And the reason I do this is because if you start pouring water on top of your liquid calcium or even your herbicide, whatever you're using, you're going to get a lot of foam that builds up. And so if you're trying to fill this entire tank, which this is a 20-gallon tank, and I try to fill it with 18 gallons, you're going to have foam just flying out the top of this thing. Alrighty, let's start filling the tank. Now that I've got this thing filled up, it's time to add the liquid calcium. We're in business. So each one of these beasts here is 2.5 gallons. So I had to do about a ½ gallon extra from that other one so that I could get the right proportion for the 1:5 ratio. Now once you get out to your food plot, you want to make sure that your calcium and water have mixed up good. And it looks like it has mixed up pretty good just from when it was bouncing around on the ride out here. But if you didn't get much bouncing with it, maybe you'll need to just stick a stick in there. Stick a stick. You need to put a stick. Maybe you'll need... But if it didn't get all stirred up just from driving out there, maybe you need to put a stick inside there and stir things up a little bit. Now another thing to consider is your nozzle. You want to get your nozzle on this thing to be able to spray so that it's not necessarily a mist. I mean, the mist would work, but you want to get it so that it's like spraying out like droplets, and that'll penetrate to the ground a little bit better. Now, unfortunately with this, I don't have a boom sprayer on this ATV sprayer, so I'm just gonna be going around with this one sprayer, and it's gonna take a long time. So, here we go. So over here, I'm going to be doing 4 different tests. And the first cage right here, I'm going to try to keep this one to be just plain as it is. This cage here, I'm going to spray with the liquid calcium. This cage here, I'm just going to use the foliar feed. And then this cage here, I'm going to use foliar feed and I'm going to use the liquid calcium. And we're going to see how those end up doing and how they compare next to each other. I'm excited to see what the results are. I have soil samples that are waiting to come back from the original test, and then I'm going to eventually test the food plot and see maybe 8 to 12 weeks from now and see if it has improved the pH of the soil and maybe even just the overall health of the soil. I'm also going to get to see how those utilization cages do and see if we can have some measurable differences in the quality of the forages based off of what we put on them. So it's going to be something that you'll want to follow throughout the rest of the summer, and we'll keep you posted.